Well, my wife's taking me up to the Skykomish River so I can play in sand and do some gold panning at home with the sand that I collect. Usually do that, I fill up a bucket and I sit on my couch in my living room or some other awkward area of a house to be panning for gold. So right now we're passing over the upper Snoqualmie River. Snoqualmie Falls is right there, as well as the Salish Lodge. After we go around one of the wonderful roundabouts in our area. I guess I could do some better camera work there. Yep, there we go. And for any Twin Peaks fans out there, this is one of the main things that are recognized on the show. It's just that I can't get the overhead view because we're not allowed to fly our car above the area. But yeah, that's where all the magic happens. We're still driving. Hey Sarah, what are we doing right now?
We're driving up to the Skykomish River still.
The really awesome thing about gold panning is, you know, you can make some money at that hobby. I mean, we're gonna go up there and get all kinds of sand, do a little bit of panning probably there at the river. Although I forgot my classifier, so that's gonna make things suck a little bit. And out of all the times I've panned for gold, I've never really gotten anything that was larger than microscopic. Usually something that you can't even see unless you get it under the microscope and you're using like 40 power, you know. Yeah, 40 magnification objective, and you can see like this tiny little spot on the sand grain. And I've had a couple of those, so I'm pretty proud of that. Anyhow, we're still driving. Still driving. We're still driving. And I wanted to have my face in the video. I didn't want my wife to get all the attention. I'm kind of a jerk that way. Yep. Here we are. Yes! Yes, 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 yes! Yeah! Finally. This is awesome. We're driving onto roof. We're still in Monroe. So here's a little uninteresting story that I have. I used to work with a couple of guys, and we did third shift, and so when we'd get off of shift, we'd go to various locations and go fishing. And I have fished on the Skykomish a couple of times, and just as I have done with gold panning, I never caught any fish. Still driving. Yeah, there we go. I don't have a double chin. If you ever want to buy red apples, this is the place. This is the place to go. The Red Apple Market. But don't go there expecting to get any like Granny Smiths or, you know, just any Golden Delicious or anything like that. It's red apples only. I shouldn't say that. That's not true. I've actually never been there. And I don't want to get sued for misrepresentation. Some very well kept up bridges. collapse. Please don't collapse. Please don't collapse. Osprey Park. I bet you they have a whole bunch of ospreys there, huh? Maybe. Yeah, one indication that where we're going is a good spot to pan for gold is we'll be passing a town called Gold Bar. I bet you I can get gold bars in the river. Like whole gold bars.
Maybe.
I've always wondered how they got like the bar form.
Just gold bar took all the gold.
Yeah. I'm always looking for like flour gold or, you know, pickers. The only pickers I've ever gotten was from a bag of gold pay dirt that I bought. In fact, it was the Gold Rush from the Discovery Channel show. It was their bag of gold dirt. I should have listened to my wife. I think I was covering up the microphone. I saw like a little hand signal thing on the screen. I've never seen that before. So it must be when if I'm muting the mic. No wonder my videos sucked so bad in the past. I was covering the mic, it was telling me, I never noticed it. But anyhow, we had to turn around because of me. I was talking, being annoying, and we missed our spot because my wife thought, okay, I guess we'll keep going because you said it was further down the road. But we're coming up to my secret spot on the river. It should be right up here to the left. My secret spot on the Skykomish. Yes. No one knows about this place. Big Eddy River Access. I bet you they called it that because there's a lot of eddy currents. No shooting? What the hell? But yeah, this is awesome. This is like such an awesome secret spot. So up here at the Skykomish River, that's where I got all these rocks the last time. It wasn't like really an intentional thing. It just kind of came along with the sand that I was getting so I could gold pan at home in my living room because there's no better place to gold pan. And I'll have to pick those up. But anyhow, these came from that spot right there. That spot right down there in the river. We're taking them home. I believe in catch and release. These rocks can go on to make more rocks. I'm not even like a few feet away from the car really, and I've already found these rocks. Oh, that's right, I'm here for like gold panning. However, the real purpose of me coming up to do any gold panning and everything is it's really more about rock hounding. Yeah, it would be awesome to find some gold, but I doubt that'll ever happen. You know, except for the microscopic little pieces I find attached to sand grains. But yeah, I mean, it's amazing what you can find just in a parking lot. There's a trail by my office where I work for my day job, so I can almost pay all my bills. And I'm always going out there and taking rocks. Security caught me the other day, and they said, yeah, take as many rocks as you want. It's no big deal. I think she thought I was scared because I said I do bring them back, and she's like, no, you can keep them. And but if I kept everything, I wouldn't be able to fit in my own house. So anyhow, I think that's just it might, oh, it's not even in focus. I think that might be some andesite there. Anyhow, I am here so I can misidentify all kinds of rocks and minerals. I'm trying to hold my camera as steady as possible. I've only gone down to that part of the river before, just because where the river bends, that would be a better spot to find any gold, if there was any gold to be found. But this spot seems alright. All these rocks here, it gives a lot of spots where the tiny little pieces of gold could accumulate on the trailing edge of the rocks. And another thing is that I have seen people come up to this river and gold pan before, and they're going to be going to the spots in the river where you're more likely to find gold. So I think if I were to ever find gold up here, like actual like pickers or anything like that, I have better chances of panning where the gold isn't because there's going to be a tiny bit of gold. And if you've got people panning in the spots where the gold is most likely to be found, well, you know, it's you're not going to find gold there anymore. This is like a nice boulder of this green rock that I like collecting. I don't know if I can get that in the trunk of my car. Wow. I'll actually take a closer look at that. And then I'll come back to you, Bucket. Don't worry. Stay there. Like I said, I go out to do gold panning, and I never really get that far because I'm so interested in just the rocks. Washington State is just excellent, especially the western side. All the different types of igneous rocks. There's just so much to look at. But yeah, I just know this is really silica-rich rock. It's extremely hard. You can see all this iron 3 staining. I'll say iron 3 oxide staining here, and so that used to be pyrite. And so inside this rock, if you break off a piece, you'll actually find just thick veins of pyrite sometimes. Yeah, I find a lot of chalcopyrite and arsenopyrite. Arsenic is pretty prevalent in Washington State, and I know sometimes I think I make it sound to be a lot more abundant than what it probably is, but if you look up on the geological hazards, arsenic is one contaminant that you're always going to run into because it's everywhere. Alright, so since, you know what, I'm going to zoom out here with the wide angle lens. I am going to try to go out to this section all through here, and I'm going to dig up sand. I won't be able to record myself digging sand, and I don't think that'd be very interesting to watch anyhow. But yeah, since I've only got one hand, I'm not going to record myself actually digging up the sand. I'll do that and then bring it back to the beach and see if I can pan anything out of it. Okay, so I've been doing a little bit of panning here now with what I had collected in the bucket, and you can see on the left here just how pink that sand is getting. It's because it's just full of garnets. They're tiny, but I'll do a video on that sometime. I've actually sat for days going through garnet-rich sand that I've collected and picked individual pieces out with tweezers to examine underneath the microscope, and I've put that on my some of those pictures are up on my Instagram account, and I think that's where I've gotten like most of my subscribers as of the past couple months. I don't know. Okay, this is probably not going to come out at all here on video, but here's like some of the heavy stuff. You can see some like really shiny metallic looking pieces that they don't really move around, like right there. So I don't know. I guess it's kind of moving around now, but I don't know. It just seems kind of heavy because it doesn't. I've been trying to get it to move around, and not sure what it is, but I'll keep it. Okay, I'm not sure how well I can do this with one hand again. I see a couple pieces in here that look to be gold. I've gotten a lot of garnets out here. I mean, that's all this is, pretty much, is mostly garnets, but I've been dumping it in my bucket. So let's see if I can. There's a ton of garnets in there, and possibly a piece of gold or two, I don't know. But I just really swirled that around by accident. Don't know how well any of this is showing up. I don't see anything on the bottom part, but let's see if I can get some of this stuff away. There. You can see there's some tiny little flakes. So I'd say there's definitely some flower gold in this bit. I had to really dig underneath some a rock out here. I moved all the big rocks out of the way from behind it, and I was just digging and digging and digging underneath as much as underneath the rock I could get, and I got just tons and tons and tons of garnets. They're small, of course, but some of them are actually pretty decent size. But yeah, there's a lot of like tiny, like, it appears to be flower gold in here. So I don't know. If it happens to be, I'll be really happy. I'll examine this stuff underneath my microscope when I'm at home. I have no clue if I can even get this. There's a little piece of gold right there. It doesn't look like it's really focusing. Come on. But there's two pieces right up there. There's that piece and then one up in the very corner. You can kind of see it, but it doesn't seem like it's wanting to come into focus. So, I found some gold today. Alright. So another thing you can do after you've been out all day digging up sand and rocks from the river to try to find gold is you can pan for gold inside your car. Of course, I'm the passenger. Yeah, there's most of the garnets, and then this is your black sand concentrate. Well, my black sand concentrate. And there's one little piece of gold. Now let's see. It's like right at the edge of my fingernail there, just in a little bit. Yeah, it's about impossible to see, especially on a shaky video. But yeah, you can gold pan inside your car while it's moving. Alright, so now that I'm home, I've been fooling around. I found 4 pieces of gold, almost microscopic, but 2 stood out. They were in my pan on the video when we were at the river, and while we were driving home, I was able to isolate them into a black sand pile. But this is what I found just now. This piece right here, that's a pretty good size, I think. I had taken a bucket full of sand and rocks and everything, and just sitting here in my living room panning for gold, and I found that piece just now. That's probably the nicest piece I found so far.